Hello, YouTube. It's me, Kyle. It's been a minute since I did a deck profile or been active on the channel. Like I said, I'm really busy with a lot of life stuff going on. So, yeah. So today I'm gonna just do a different deck profile today. This is gonna be probably the first Magic deck profile for Commander. This is Nicol, the Ravager. Grixis color, so red, blue, black. 4 mana. Enters the battlefield, discards a card. You pay 7. Exile Bolas, return it to its commander form. So yeah, this is kind of like the besides Crinkle Mob Boss and Sidar Esper being like the first two introduction to Magic and my return to Magic. This color combination has always been like my favorite color combination. Especially with just Bolas. It reminds me of playing Chaos so much for Yu-Gi-Oh. Just the way how red and blue and black just function, and Chaos kind of functions in that way. So we get into the Commander deck profile. Starting off with the Commander, obviously Bolas, the Ravager. I already explained the effects, so yeah, he's the 100. For battle effects, I have 4 monsters here. I'm actually just gonna move the deck off to the side. That'll be easier. So I run pretty much a Dimir package of battle effect monsters that pretty much relatively do the same of attack, discard, draw to help fill up the graveyard. A couple of them have Death Touch, Lifelink. This one's got Flying. This one's got Death Touch, Lifelink. This one's got Lifelink. So I just added some battle manipulation in here. So we just run these 4. I'm gonna probably add more eventually. If I can find more. So Magic's got a very expensive card pool. Cast Downers for reduce of instants and spells, instants and sorceries. I really had this card for a long time actually, and I just put him back in into the deck, and then I just ended up. He was pretty much the first inclusion in the deck originally. This deck went through a lot of revisions. And then I ended up adding this, and then I decided to add this, so to have a full combination of 3. Pretty much self-explanatory. This can also do battle, do combat, because I like doing the flying. For utility, I have 2 wheels, Jason's Archivist, Malgus of the Wheel, and Disciple of Bolas. I like tributing my commander off this so I can get draw, or if I have a bigger creature on board, just getting life and drawing cards is really helpful, and filling up the graveyard is really good. Originally, this was a discard Grixis deck and a Grixis Dragons deck, and it was part of my Lord of the Rings part of the deck, but yeah. Graveyard setup for Haste, Anger, just a very good card. Graveyard setup, File and Tumor. There's this infinite combo I run this deck, but it's pretty self-explanatory. To add more cards from the deck, Dark Confidant, Pain Seer, pretty much do relatively the same of each. So it's just, hey, just try to get to the cards fast enough so you can win the game. One of my kill shots, Gary, followed by my original commander in this deck, Sidar. I got tired of playing more. I had too many decks that were playing Reanimator style deck style, so I decided to change this out. Swap Ravager and this around. I kind of like this having this, and Gary is pretty much a kill shot in this deck. One of the kill shots. Pretty much the OG Bolas. I actually have an original copy. This isn't. I don't run Planeswalker. This is not. This is somewhat Bolas flavor text, but not fully flavor text. I'm not aiming for that. It's just more Grixis good stuff, essentially. I just had to include him in. There might be a point where he might come out, but I'm not 100% sure yet. And then for the last creature, and going to the enchantments, Wargorger, Animate Dead, I gotta get the Necronancy and Dance of the Dead. And Wargorger just to do the infinite mana combo. This combo pretty much broke the deck, made the deck even more playable, where I wasn't losing so many games. So this combo I was very happy with. So that's it for the creatures, the enchantment. More into the enchantments. Internal Agri. This is just some more of a new inclusion. With the infinite mana combo, I might as well just like, hey, just keep going for the deck. So this might go out eventually, but I want to test it more. I'm doing the Monarch. The Monarch gameplay in this deck. This is one of the new precons I just got off, the anti-precon, which is the Blight one. I actually like the Monarch gimmick in this deck. Dark Tutelage, Vampiric Rites. I actually just won a game against a friend of mine this week with this card, doing the Infinite Wargorger combo, sacking my commander a bunch of times, and drawing my whole entire library with this, so pretty good. Pretty much Painseer and Dark. To the artifacts, Bolas Citadel, just a very good card. Mana Rocks, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Command Sphere, Relic of Sauron. Originally this was a different one, but I ended up putting this in just because it gets 2 additional for 4, which is fine. And for the last of the Mana Rocks, just the Signets, Rakdos, Dimir, and Izzet. For the sorceries, give me a second. I got a bunch of sorceries in this deck. Stifle Draw, Diabolic Tutor, Demonic Tutor, and Dark Deal with Bury Your Dead and Dim Securing Taste to set up my grave. Draw cards, pretty much add draw, all the shenanigans. Reanimate, Rise of the Dark Realm. You do not want to have Wargorger if you play this. And pretty much to removal, game-winning, Fandom Blast, Decree Pain, Decree Annihilation. This has made someone really salt over this card really bad. I don't care. I think Landmass Destruction is at least one card you should have. That's just my deck building theory. Play Final Act, Damnation, Last Act, Our Devastation. I just ended up putting this in, took it out of my Cranko deck. So we do got some flavor text in here. Tornado Hellfire, Exsanguinate, and Crew Ultimatum are my sorcery kill shot spells. I had Pull from Tomorrow in here. I might try to fit room for it again. So yeah. Instance, counter instance, obviously a new counter spell, cancel, negate, mana leak, Rakdos Charm, terminate, Chaos Warp, Soul Manipulation, Marna's Charm, pretty much all. I want to make this deck more counteractive and interactive, essentially. Because this deck was having a lot of problems playing more counteractively. Opportunity, Dark Ritual, and Entomb pretty much do somewhat the setup in the deck. I think my lands, I want to say around 36, maybe 38. So, utility lands to draw. Search. This is one of the kill shot lands, so this is part of the Wargorger combo. Temple of the False Gods, Command Tower, the Ethereums, one of the cheap Trinomes. Just more Dimir, just lands. The temples, more duels. Shock lands. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got the shock lands. Then for my basics, I try to keep all my decks with if it's not mono, I try to keep it like an evenly ratio of basics. So we play 4 islands, 4 swamps, and 4 mountains. So that's it for my commander deck. Yeah, if this is probably one of my most nastiest decks for commander, and one of my favorite. All right, I will try to post more deck profiles of Yu-Gi-Oh and Commander when I get around to it. So I just want to bring this one on the channel as the first one. All right, thank you, and see you in the next one. Peace.